You might have already heard a lot of creators out there saying that clients do not care about your tech stack. What they care about are the outcomes, are the results that you're going to give them. And that is pretty true, I must say. And in this video, I'm going to show you why is it true? What are the factors behind this being the reality that clients do not care about your tech stack? And especially this video is not going to be for you if you are a hardcore AI developer. So if you're someone like who is constantly testing out all the tools here and there, and you're just looking for the best one, or you just want to be an all-rounder who's like good at all of those, so that let's say for this task you think this tool is the best, for this task you think this tool is the best, or anything like that, right? So if you're one of those guys, then this video is not going to be for you because in this video I'm going to talk about how general AI agency owners or how general people who are into AI automation and are just looking to, grow up their agency and just get some clients here and there, how they can actually adopt this mentality that clients do not care about whatever tech stack you're using or whatever tools you use, right? So without any further ado, I'll just get into the video or whatever material I have here. So again, the very first code I have here, clients do not buy automations, they buy outcomes, okay? The outcomes, the results, the ROI points potential you can provide them, or whatever extra money you make them, whatever extra time you save them, that's what matters, okay? Not the tech stack, not the tools, not Make, WP, Retail, ZPS, Inflow, Claude, Grok, and ChatGPT, none of those, okay? Getting done with the introduction, I'll just get into the first point I have here, which is 90% of businesses do not care about your tech stack. All they care about is if it works. I'll tell you what it is. So they don't think, is this using LangChain or is this using Zapier or is this a make plus any autom they don't think like that, okay? They simply think, will this save me time? Will this save my team members a lot of time? Will this make me more money anyhow? Will this get me more leads? Or will this grow my business in general? This is what they think. They don't think anything about whatever tools you're using. Will this be easier for my team to use? I mean, this question such kind of factors that will my team be able to play around with these tools or will my team be able to modify these automations or these systems if needed. These factors do come into play, but that's like in the top 5 to 10% of cases. But 90% of businesses do not care about this thing. And the core takeaway from this point is that if your automation works, no one would ask what it's built on. But if it breaks, suddenly everyone's going to be an engineer. You might have already heard that when there's somebody ill in the house, suddenly everyone becomes a doctor. So it's pretty much the same case with this automation. But anyways, just skipping to the next part, which is your pitch. If your pitch makes the client feel dumb, you have already lost, my friend. I'll tell you what I mean. So do not think if you appear smart, it will make the client think that I know my stuff. Okay? Simply that because if you appear smart, the client will feel dumb. And also, you would wonder what is this screenshot right here? So it's about the 48 Laws of Power and the book, right, by Robert Greene. So the law number one, this the first law is that never outshine the master. Okay? When you're in a deal and the other person is the master, or basically when you're the one who's needing something from the other person, then they are the master and you should not try to outshine them. Because, okay, the thing is that why are they the master? You might think that it's just a value, it's just a fair exchange. I mean, I give them value, they give me money. But the thing is, I'm considering that this is the case where you are searching for clients. So let's say you have reached out to somebody, you have convinced them. So they were not convinced by themselves at first to buy your product or to buy your service, or they didn't need it in the first place, but you convinced them to need it or they need it or they just need the benefits of that service or product, then you are not the master in the deal. They are. And here, you should care about the fact that you don't have to outshine them, or it might just make them feel dumber and they would just hop off the deal. Okay. And the core takeaway from this point is that if they need a glossary to understand your pitch, it simply means there's no deal. Okay. You simply have to make it as simple as possible as a human mind can literally just feed in or understand. Okay. So you have to make it like that simple, like that third grade level of understanding for the other person. Okay. No technicalities, no such difficult concepts to understand. Everything's everything must be simple. Now, the third point, which is complex, is equal to clear. Okay, so Complexity doesn't sound impressive to business owners. Now, again, if you're somebody in the very beginning phases of this agency thing or this business thing, or even dealing with other businesses, then you might, and this is a general, a way we look at life as well, that if we just sound complex to the other person, or when we are explaining something to the other person, and if we sound complex or not specifically complex, but when we try to sound smart, we do sound complex, and it just makes it more difficult for the other person to actually understand what you're coming from or what you're saying. Okay, so like this is the thing, this is the simple thing, and they might get this thing like if you make it complex, then of course the fear just rises up in the other person's head, and that doesn't sound impressive to business owners, because eventually the questions that arise are something like, what if this breaks? Because now you've already made it sound complex. So they think that okay, if it possibly breaks, then it is complex already. My team already has a lot of work. How will they be able to handle it? Or how will they be able to solve it? So, like, this is something that once it breaks is going to give me an extra headache, which I probably don't want. So they might hop off the deal again. That's what you don't want. And also, what if you disappear? So let's say the deal is that okay, I'm gonna set up this system for you, and then once I set this up, then we have this retainer thing where I just be the maintenance guy for you. If anything or any error arises up, I'll just take care of it. Even then, the other person or the business owner might have the concern that, dude, what if you disappear? And let's say if this is about automation, then as a business owner, I am literally relying on this automation. Okay, previously I did this work, I used my team to do this work for me, but now I'm just relying on this automation. And if this breaks, then who's going to do it for me? Or who's going to even solve the automation? Right? That's the thing, that's the concern that might, again, rise in the business owner's mind if you do make it sound complex or if you don't make it sound articulate or simple enough, right? Again, this theory that simple is equal to safe. Just like imagine, okay, you're buying something online and you do have the money, but you're just buying something online and you just see the ROI up front clearly, and there is literally nothing that's difficult to understand. You just read the line. Let's say there are two lines in the offer or the advertisement. They are simple enough that you could just simply run your eyes off the text and you just understood it. That's how simple it is. It would actually convince you to buy the product right then, right? I mean, as compared to the other ads, let's say, or any other offers where the text or where the presentation is comparatively more difficult for you to understand. Like that's the point I'm making here. And also, simple is equal to safe, safe is equal to viable, which is again the concept of the example that I just told you. So the core takeaway is that complexity doesn't signal intelligence. It only signals risk. Okay, that's the third point that we have here. Okay, the fourth one, which is replace tech talk with impact talk. So, what I mean by that is replace anything like we use AI agents with memory and vector databases and 100 nodes and this code. Replace that with this replaces one full-time employee and works 24 into 7 for you. This works with thrice the efficiency of a human team of 5 members, and it's never gonna not work on time because it's an AI. When you shape it like that, see, there were already a lot of ROI points that I just mentioned. So it was like, first of all, this replaces one full-time employee. Number one ROI, which is that now the money that was being paid to that employee, that is saved. Okay. A part of it is saved because this automation is gonna, of course, cost less than that. So a part of it is saved. Then the second thing, it works 24 into 7. That's the second ROI point. The third ROI point I mentioned was that it literally gets the work done of a human team of 5 members, right? Another ROI point. Then the other one I mentioned was that it can literally get done any work in a specific amount of time and whenever you require it to. That was the fourth ROI point. You might not really understand it really simply in your mind right now, but this is literally how some typical brains of business owners function, that whenever they hear something about it, whenever they hear some offer about something, then their mind just subconsciously searches for ROI points or the benefits that are hidden in the offer for themselves. Okay, then or it removes 80% of manual work from your team, right? Another ROI point. So this is the impact talk. The tech talk was that where you mentioned all these technicalities, all the technical things that AI agents, memories, vector databases, nodes, blah, blah, blah. That was the tech talk. The impact talk is where you mention ROI only, not the technical part of it. Because why are you in the equation? To make the technical part of the things easier and solve it and just get it done all by yourself. That's not any of the business of the other person, right? Like that's why you're here. So why do tech talks when the other person has to do nothing about it? They literally just want the results, okay? Just give them the results. Just give them the impact. That's the thing, okay? Now, in a deal, client's only language is money, time, and stress, which I just said that you might not know, but a lot of business owners, their mind just functions that anything they hear about an offer, they just subconsciously search for the ROI points, which come in the form of either saved time, increased money or saved stress, right? Reduced stress, let's say. And the core takeaway for this point is that feature leads to an impact, and an impact leads to a business result. Okay. So that's how you have to reshape it inside your head, even so that again, you could just have that impact talk subconsciously inside of your head. You don't have to forcefully get it out of your mouth. Okay. Now, as we covered the fourth point, now we have the fifth point, which is don't be a jack of all tools. Try all, master some. So, what I mean to say by that is, see, there are a lot of AI tools out there. Now, if you're getting into the space, if it's only been a few months, or if you're still in the beginner phases of your AI journey or this AI automation thing, anything like that, you're going to experience a magical sort of attraction towards new AI tools, right? You will think, oh, let me try that. Let me try that. Let me master that. I like that one. I'll just master it. You literally will just run after tools and tools, tools and tools because they just keep coming every single week, every day. A new tool comes into the market, right? Not a single one, but hundreds of tools come into the market every single day. So you're not gonna sit there and learn every of those or even master them, which is of course not practical. So don't be a jack of all tools. Try all, master some. This is the thing. Like why so many business specialists or business what do you call them? Business like guys like Alex Omozi or any such business owner who's sitting out on social media giving advices to other business owners that you have to niche down. You have to only work for a specific niche or a specific industry of people, and you have to create or craft a specialized product or service or value for them. This is why, like on the same basis, on the same context, or on the same fundamental business law, this is even the same situation that you don't have to be a jack of all tools. You only have to try some, and the only the ones you like, only the ones you find that using which you could be able to create a lot of impact. You have to only master them, and then you just have to just skip on to solving problems. Okay, you don't have to spend a lot of time on switching on tools or understanding them or anything like that. Just try some of the tools, find which one is going to be a like good one, or just ask ChatGPT which one's more flexible and using which I'm going to be able to automate a lot of stuff. Then just master it and hop on to actually creating value for the businesses, right? Don't be the one guy that says, I can build anything. Be the guy who has written in their bio that I reactivate leads for law firms, uh, booking them like 20 calls a week. Something like that, right? That was just an example, of course. So just solve a specific problem. Either solve a specific problem or solve a specific system, right? And that only requires you a specific skill set. Again, that was the reason that I just said in the very introduction of the video that this video is not okay. Where is it? This video is not going to be for you if you want to be a hardcore AI developer. Because if you're not one, if you're a business owner instead, just trying to create value for some other guys, then you just have to solve a single problem. If you're an AI developer, then of course you're required to have a uh, have a versatile amount of knowledge and versatile amount of experience with each stuff here and there. But when you're a business owner who's just looking to solve a problem or two, then you can just get it done by being a master of only one thing, of only two things at max, right? Again, the core takeaway is that being an all-rounder is fine, but being problem obsessed is better. Okay. Now, this one's done, and we have the last one, which is The only time they care is when the risk is involved. Okay, they only ask about security, compliance, data privacy, or regulations. Like when the other business is actually educated about this thing or actually has a lot of experience in it, like the technicalities and the guidelines and the compliances, regulations, all that stuff, only then would they care about it, or like only when these things come into the play. So let's say when it comes to voice agents do have a lot of guidelines. They do have a lot of, I guess, GDPR compliances or something like that. GDPR or CDPR, I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, when these things come into play, only then would the other person care about it, and like that's the very, again, niche part of the things. Like only 20 to 30 businesses would actually have an idea of this thing already. But when they do, okay, then you needed to at least have some information or have some knowledge about that particular thing, because the other person might eventually just end up asking you, right? So that's the thing. Like this is the one of the only matters, I would say, the other business might be actually concerned about these tech things, or because these securities, compliances, data privacies, they are eventually a part of the tools you're using for the automation or the system, right? So yeah, that's why. And when risk comes up, just simplify and show safeguards. So what you have to do whenever any other person or any other business is concerned about these things, these factors, you just have to simplify the thing and just show them these safeguards that okay, this is what we're doing to handle it. This is what we're doing, which is got all these four factors handled, right? And they don't care what you see. The core takeaway: they don't care what you see. They care what could go wrong. Okay, okay, sorry. They don't care what you use. They care what could go wrong, right? I was looking at it like, what? So they care what could go wrong. Okay. Either they care about the impact or they care about if this thing could go wrong, right? Because eventually it'll end up being a headache for them. So yeah, that was the whole thing. I really hope I made it really clear for you to understand whatever these points are, and I really hope I made them really articulate. A lot of reallys there. But yeah, that was it for the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now, if you're a business owner who's looking forward to implementing these kind of systems for your business, or let's say any of those systems I upload on my channel, kind of weekly or 2 to 3 times in a week, if you're looking forward to implement any of those systems, even then I'll just drop a link in my video's description. You can just go check the link. We can just have a conversation there, a quick, sweet conversation there, and if needed, I could also provide or prepare a completely personalized audit for you for your business, and just spending some time here and there, just spending some weeks, um, getting to know your business, just getting some deep sneaks and seeing areas or identifying areas where I could actually come in and where AI could come in and just automate all of your work, or not all of your work, but automate most of your work and make your work easy, make your life easy, make your team members' life easy, and could make you potentially a lot of money, or can save you a lot of money, can save you a lot of time, all that stuff. So yeah, if needed, I could also prepare that kind of an audit for you. But again, if you just have any system in your mind already that you want to get done for your business, even then just go to the link, check it out, and we can have a conversation set up there. But that was it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the time you spent watching this video. I'll see you in the next one, and that's it. Bye bye.